Hi, Bookaholics. This is Deirdre Pippins, and I was just sitting here reading the book Legendborn. Let me know down below if any of you have read this book and what you think, but without giving spoilers. So I basically am just like 25% into it. Anyway, so far so good. But I did want to bring you this quick impromptu book review of a long awaited book, I think, to most fans. And it is not the follow up, but it is the sophomore effort of author Charmaine Wilkerson, Good Dirt. And if you don't remember, she is the author of Black Cake. So let's get into her newest book published in 2025 this year. And I think it was published maybe in February by Ballantine Books. Yeah, Ballantine Books. But anyway, this is, of course, a first edition. But as you can see, I got it at my local library. Okay. Since the pandemic, I upped my game in purchase. Okay. Whenever I'm recording a video, stuff messes up. So anyway, I'm just going to do it holding with my phone with my hand. Okay. So anyway, so we were talking about Good Dirt by Charmaine Wilkerson. So anyway, let me talk about, we'll get into my book review of the book. But first, let me go into her first book, Black Cake. I was excited for Black Cake. It was everywhere, but it took me, and I'm not exaggerating, it took me a few months to read. Now, I'm not sure if I was really busy or whatever, but I had to put it down for a minute. And then I was like, I'm bound and determined to read Black Cake because by then it was a limited series on one of the streaming services, in which one it eludes me. But anyway, so I was like, I want to hurry up and finish this book before somebody spoils it for me, or I somehow look at the series and then just say, oh, I'm just going to watch the series. But anyway, I did finally finish that book. And it was a lot. There was a lot that went on in that book. It's a lot that went on that book. Remember, you had the present time, and then you'd go back in the past for that main character. And so it is the same with Good Dirt. That's something that Charmaine, I think she does. She likes the present, and then she takes you to the past, maybe just to give you a historical perspective, maybe to help you learn something. But she does do that. So she did the same thing in Good Dirt. Now, as far as I can tell and know, she's an African American writer, and these are African American stories, and I am all for that. And she's told two very different stories about some of the African American ways of life. And she did that excellently in both books, both Black Cake and in Good Dirt. I love the way she tells our history because she puts history in there. She has rich characters. So, yeah, so I really like that about her writing. The thing about Good Dirt is that I did stop that as well for a little while. So I don't know if this is a trend that I'll pick up a Charmaine, excuse me, Wilkerson book and buy it or check it out of the library, but I do put it down. I do put it down, and I've got to go back and see if I'm overwhelmed by what I've read to the point or what. I'm not sure. I'm not sure because she's an excellent writer. So let me just get to it. With Good Dirt, again, you have very rich characters. You will learn history. You will learn African history. You will learn Black history. You'll learn, of course, American history because all those things are wrapped up in there too. And she does a great job of that. But there's a few unnecessary characters in the story, I say. And it's one of those journeys to where you're moving along, the characters learning some lessons. And I don't know. I just feel like Good Dirt was well written. Rich characters, historical perspective. I give an A plus. I give a D for characters because there were too many, in my opinion, because you had the historical characters, then you had the present day characters, and the present day characters were 3 and 4 generations deep. So you had to keep up with a lot of people. And I just do believe a character was in the book that just did not have to be in the book. And as a matter of fact, not to do a spoiler, one of the persons, let's just say, betrayed our main character, Abby, in the book. That person just could have been written as a past person. They didn't have to really be there either. So I feel like she threw the kitchen sink at this novel because it was not only women's fiction, it had a little bit of mystery to it because you're trying to guess what's going to happen. There is this mystery, and I'm going to let you know that mystery will not be solved until the very last page. Let me just tell you. So you won't be learning it anytime soon. And I think that's another criticism I have about the book. I think what she says till the last page, she could have pulled it into the 75% point and displayed that and then made the story even more richer to come to a close. I think some of the characters, although they were well-rounded, rich characters, a couple of them not mentioning things and walking on eggshells because of what happens in the book, I guess that's why they do it. So I've never been in that position, so it's unimaginable to me. But as I was reading, I was like, can't y'all just tell the person this supposedly secret? But anyway, so I will say Charmaine Wilkerson is a great writer, and she brings about historical and Black perspectives, Black stories, it's our stories, it's wonderful. So, yay for that. But this one, I just feel like, even though I finished it, I was like, when am I going to finish this book? It's not bad at all. It's nowhere near bad. But I was just like, when am I going to finish this book? But anyway, and I think the ending of it tried to cram in all the answers that you had all along to the book. I don't think that's always good. But anyway, I read it. I'm glad I checked it out from the library and did not purchase it, although it would be a first edition. It is a Black author, but yeah. But I say if you want to read this book, check it out at the library. Okay, that's all I have to say. I hope I don't want Charmaine mad at me. I love her writing, but I don't know. I just think this one was just a little too much. But anyway, that's just my opinion. Hey, let me know what you think in the description box below. Thanks for listening. Bye.